Hello, I'm Skid from Widescreen Gaming Forum. Today I'm going to be giving you a look at Terraria. Specifically Terraria 1.2, which is the latest iteration, but because I've not done a video on my channel of this before, I'll try and cover it in a more general sense as well. Now, Terraria is basically a 2D adventure game. That's pretty much what it is. But in terms of its multi-monitor support, there's a bit of history behind it. When the game originally released, it released with multi-monitor support. So you could go into the settings and you could set your resolution to the desktop resolution, you could full screen it. And it worked absolutely fine, and that blinked, and I'm hoping that didn't bugger up the video. Yeah, and it worked absolutely fine. There was, however, an issue with, or a bug that happened when you did that. Basically, if you can see my mouse cursor here, monsters are only supposed to spawn off screen, so this is where my screen border is. They are only allowed to spawn off here. Now, I think the distance away is around about here, and anywhere beyond that monsters can spawn. The problem happens that there's only a limited space in which the monsters can spawn, and in the original version, if you could see that space, they would not spawn, which basically meant that if you was running this kind of resolution, you very rarely ran into monsters. We reported this issue to the developer, and their fix for the solution, or their fix for the bug, was to limit the game's resolution to 1080p, which did not go down well with the multi-monitor community. I pretty much flat out stopped playing it then and there. Now that's pretty much still the case. If you use all the standard systems, it's very hard to get it to go beyond 1080p. And if you can get it beyond 1080p, it generally stretches 1080p to your whatever resolution you're using, which is not ideal. But as you can see, I have it working, and that is largely thanks to a Mitchell Russell. I hope I've said his name wrong. I'll put a link in the description, probably to the Widescreen Gaming Forum's detailed report. But basically it's a third-party launcher, and there's a specific setting in it that allows you to change the render the game uses. And if you use that, then you can full screen at your desktop resolution and quite happily play. And monsters will actually just flat out appear in this space now. So I don't know whether or not the developers changed that, or whether it's the fact that this person has overrode what the developers are trying or were doing, and the developers still think that the resolution only goes this far. But either way, it works. So let's jump in. The video settings and options are fairly basic. Lighting, if you're using this fix, I can't get it to use colour lighting. There should be another option here, retro, trippy and colour. Trippy is kind of like colour, so that's the one I use. I think colour is probably the better one. And then quality setting is high, frame skip is basically VSync. I have no idea what this is, I've never worked it out. And then you've got resolution and go Windows. Cursor colour is what you expect. You can change the colour of the cursor. Controls. Is there anything in here that I need to know? Nope, I know all of that. You can rebind them, so they're fine. Auto save saves basically whenever you press escape, I think. Auto pause pauses whenever you press escape. Pick up text lists the map enabled. Excuse me. Pick up text basically shows the item names, etc., and then you've got language. So let's jump in. I created a new character and I started a new world when I started this game. So once it's loaded in, here we are. So this is Terraria. Sorry, just having a quick drink. So, changes. There's lots of them. This is my home, I've built it from scratch. And it's not particularly good, but that's only because I'm not a very good designer. Now, those of you that have played before may notice that there's about 4 extra guys here you may not notice. You've got this guy here, this girl here, and this guy here. He's a witch doctor. He allowed me to buy this infusion table down there, which is needed for specific crafting. He also has an advanced version of the dart gun, the blowgun, which you can buy off him. Sparkles is, I believe, the party girl, because she lets you buy things like this, a confetti gun, just because. Then you've got your usual guys. Down here, this guy here is a dyer, He primarily sells you this thing here, a dye vat, which I will get to in a minute, and the guy there is a painter, and he lets you buy paintbrushes and paints. So let me just grab a little bit of paint. And this is new as well. Where did I put it? There they are. Basically, you can now manually paint blocks and backgrounds, any colour. So for the artistic inclined among you, you can actually pretty up your buildings a lot more than you used to be able to. Put these away, I don't need them. Put the bombs away, I don't need them as well. There's a bunch of extra chests. Basically, I think the patch logs say that they've added 1,000 new items, which is kind of extreme. I'm going to need that. And that. Ooh, silver bullets. I'll buy some more meteor shots. So yeah, they've added a lot to the game. A lot of the standard enemies now have variations on them. If I can scoot over, actually no, going the other way is probably going to be the best way to go. Because mobs won't spawn near my home. Come here, zombies. Ah, so there's your vanilla zombie. There. He's not changed. He's the same as he used to be. However, if we can get another one to spawn. There's one. Basically, a lot of the basic monsters now have variation types of their skins. They're pretty much still the same ones, but there's now also like a lot more variety to the way that they look. For example, that guy over there, this zombie here, has arrows stuck in him. And if you kill him, you get the arrows. So they've made basic enemies a lot more variant. There's also extra biomes, or new biomes, and there's new sub-biomes underground, and they've changed all the backgrounds, they've added new music, so they've added a lot to the game. But, as I said when I started, the game's basically an adventure game. So, the general idea is just to effectively explore and find new stuff. So like, I got this a little while ago in hell. I'll get it right eventually. I got this little thing in hell, and I will be going back down there in a minute. In fact, I need to change my armour, because I'm going to take on the Wall of Flesh. There's a specific reason for this. I have a new item that I want to try and kill it with, and I think it will be amusing if I can actually do it. But it's going to require a little bit of extra effort. Also, look, I've got extra Eskimo hoodies. You pick them up from zombies in the snow biome. I've got a couple of new items here. Menacing Lightning Boots, which is basically an upgrade to not the Pegasus boots, it's the boots you craft from the Pegasus boots. Do I actually have a spare pair? Let's talk to the guide. Yeah, they're an upgrade to the Spectral boots. So they'll let you run a little bit faster and jump a little bit higher. So put these away because I don't need them. Now let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need that. In fact, technically I don't... Oh no, that's full damage. Yeah, I need that. Take the space gun. I need ammo for the Phoenix Blaster because that's an if all else fails weapon. Apparently you can buy stacks quicker now. Whoa, yes, you can definitely buy stacks quicker. They also go up to, I think it's 999. Most things, a lot of blocks, and so like the ammo can stack to 999, which is a hell of a lot more useful. Let's get me some meteorite shots. There we go. And put the spare bullets away. So, let's see. Now all I need are the potions. So iron skin, because I'm doing this magic armor, regeneration, swiftness I don't need, archery I don't need, thorns I don't need, do need. What else we got? Nope. If I get to the point where I need those, then I'm obviously dead. Nope. So all I need now is a fish. Fish, mushroom, and some clay. I think it's 2 clay. They also added this little interface here. Basically, if you click this, you can get a list of everything you can craft. The problem with it on a triple monitor system is it doesn't just confine it to here. This list will go all the way over here and then go down to the next line, so it's almost as bad as using this. But if you have a rough idea of what you need to craft, then it's not too bad. So the plan is basically to take on the... Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Before I actually do that, there's one other thing that I can quickly show you. I have here a Cloffer voodoo doll, which is him, Alfred. Now, it hasn't specifically told me, but I'm guessing they added in, or I know that they've added in a way to summon Skeletor. I think his name's Skeletor. And I'm guessing the voodoo doll is how you do it, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm presuming you have to kill him or something, but yeah, you're supposed to be able to summon Skeletor now. Excuse me. So yeah, and another thing, this little thingy over here is very, very cool. Now, silk blocks here have very little use in the original game. This pretty much is still the case. You can turn them into building blocks, but this little thingy here lets you do this with it. Which is kind of cool. So you don't want to be throwing away your silt or slush blocks. You just want to be feeding it to this machine. Ah, yes, that's something I should tell you. The way ores are generated has been changed slightly. Basically, every standard ore has a counterpart to it now. I'm just sorting these out. There we go. There we go. So your standard ores from the original game were copper, iron, silver, gold. Depending on your world generation, copper can become tin, which it has done in my world. Iron can become lead. Silver can become tungsten, which again it has done in my world. And gold can become platinum. Now I don't think I've got anywhere near enough platinum to do what I want to do with it. Where is it? 15. So at most that's going to be... That's only going to be 4 bars. There's no way that's enough. No way that's going to be enough. Let me grab a diamond. Let's just check. These little large diamonds, basically, or these large gems that you can make, what's the best way to say it? They're basically designed for a King of the Hill type multiplayer PvP mode. Basically, I've got a... I'll show you one in a second, because I've got one that I can show you. Also, you can now make hooks, or grappling hooks, from any gem. 15 of any gem. But since I have an ivy vine, I don't need them anymore. But I do have a pair of them in here, is it? Nope, here. Nope, here. There they are. So there's your standard grappling hook, and then a sapphire hook, and emerald hook, and this actually reaches longer than the other two, so... Right, so I can't craft one of those, but I should be able to craft... I need 10 of those. Get me gold bars. I think this is potentially still going to... will potentially be better than that. We'll buy it anyway, we'll see. Since we are going to try and take on the Wall of Flesh with magic, We shall buy a ruby staff. Now I actually already have a tungsten one, but this one's better. Hurtful. That's not too bad. Basically, they've added in lower level magic items. So, in the original, you didn't really get much in the way of magic until you started going to the dungeons or finding them in chests. But now you can craft staffs from basic gems and basic ores, and you can also make magic robes, which I have a emerald one in here. No. Here. An emerald robe, which gives basic defense, but it also reduces mana cost. So it's an early magic armor that you can get. So they've added those in as well. And here's my agile tungsten staff, which is basically tungsten and emeralds, and I used that for the longest time. Okay, I think I'm ready. So let's go take on the wall of flesh with this weapon that I'm intentionally not showing you. Because I just want to see if it's possible. It's kind of a funny weapon. So the plan is that I'm going to try and take on the wall of flesh with nothing other than magical items. However, if I run out of mana or things start getting hairy, I'm liable just to switch to the Phoenix Blaster to finish him off. But hopefully I won't need to do that. Now, the reason I'm trying to build up my magical attack as high as possible is because the weapon that I'm trying to use doesn't have a very high base attack. There. Get out the way. That's good, we'll leave that there. Mana pickup for later. Ooh, better eat that now, otherwise that's going to cause me problems later. Ah, didn't need to pick that up. Or I didn't want to pick that up. Actually, that said, I'm not going to need the Phoenix Blaster because this has an unlimited amount of ammo so long as I'm wearing this armour. So that saved me a bit of trouble. Okay. Now, one major advantage of the multi-module system is that it really helps with exploring. Because if there's just the slightest bit of light, let me just find somewhere fractionally more safe than where I am in the minute. I close that door and that door, then nothing's going to get me. So this is the map. And if we zoom out, this is basically where I've explored so far. So this is the entire world. I've found 4 separate sky islands. The dungeon is over there on the left. The over here on the right, I'm pointing with my fingers. Over here on the right is the jungle area. This is where I started my original explorations and minings. So I think I got down to here. And then, yeah, I've just dug a elevator straight the way down there. And as I've gone down, you can see anywhere that's had light in it, it's lit up for me. This here is the ice biome. So that's a new biome there. There is a mini boss that's supposed to spawn here, but I've never been able to find him. Over here, we have the jungle. Now this bit here, I can't get into. Let me just go over there. This bit here is supposed to be a, I believe it's the jungle temple, but it's supposed to be hard mode. So I'm guessing it generates now, but I can't get into it yet because I've actually been down here, but that door requires a special key and I don't have it and I'm not sure how to get it. Similarly, if we go over here, I may be able to see them. You kind of can see them. This here is a chest, as is this, and I think there's one down here. Now these are all special chests, otherwise I would have picked them up once I'd emptied them. They all require special keys, and from what I've been able to tell, the keys that they require are... what is it? The keys that they require are probably going to be dropped by hard mode bosses, I think. We'll find out. Also, these little lines here, basically the way the map... bloody rabbits. Or imp. basically the way the map renders itself, you can actually see it better here. Basically, anywhere that has been lit up will show up on the map, and it will show up to the degree that it was lit up. So this bit here that you can see these lines running through the earth are the result of a goblin invasion. Basically, the goblin mages, their fireballs will travel through solid objects. So when they're sort of like up here and they shot me down here, then their fireball went through here and it lit it all up, so that's why I can see all of that. Now, oh, that's much longer than I thought it was. Should be fine. I have made myself a platform going all the way along to fight the wall of flesh, just because it's a damn sight easier than trying to fight it without him. So, I'm almost at the end. But yeah, you'll notice that there's this nice little golden place here. That's in the jungle as well. Now, I will tell you what that is once I start fighting the wall of flesh. Oh, I took it off my hotbar. Alright, let's call forth the wall of flesh. You guys can die quickly, I would appreciate it. Okay, so the weapon I'm going to kill it with is this thing, hopefully. It fires bees. I kid you not, it's a bee gun. And they're homing bees. Oh, that's beautiful. I wasn't sure how much damage these would these bees would actually do to the wall of flesh itself. Ah, I want the mana. Missed it. Oh, I entirely forgot to use my buffs. I get it, I didn't need them at all. Yeah, I thought this weapon might be a little overpowered if it had very little defense on it. But it's even more overpowered than I thought it would be, given the fact that you can actually hit it in 3 different spots. Ah, yes, that was definitely too easy. So I've unlocked hard mode. Woohoo! Oh, so that counts as a melee attack, does it? One of the potions that I drank before I started, or later after I started, basically adds confetti whenever I perform a melee attack. You get, well, you don't get it specifically from the party girl, but you get the stuff that you need to make it from the party girl. But yeah, bee gun. So yeah, that thing in the jungle was a hive, and it actually has a queen bee in it. which is a boss, which I was actually going to use to make or to show this video, but the problem was that I went into the beehive with a Star Fury, which is basically a sword that drops stars from the sky. Now, the problem I had was that I was using that to light up the way, and there's an item, I think, in the beehive that if you break, summons the queen. And the problem was that I broke the item without realising it because I fired the... Let me get out of here. Oop, wrong one. Yeah, I broke the hive without realising it because I used the Star Fury. Let me just get it. And it fired one of those stars, that you can see dropping down now, through the ceiling, and then smashed something, and it also just instantly summoned it, which was not ideal, but I managed to kill it nonetheless. Did I get anything interesting from... No, I didn't. The Wall of Flesh gave me nothing. Nothing at all other than the Pwn Hammer. That's a shame. Well, I suppose since I've got the Pwn Hammer, I may as well use the Pwn Hammer. In fact, that's actually the longer way to corruption. Although that said, it may be the longer way to corruption, but it's also the way to the jungle. Ah yeah, but I don't have that key, so it's utterly irrelevant anyway. That's a good point. Just while I'm thinking about it, Hallowed should have spawned somewhere. And I'm wondering... Yeah, I kind of figured that that would probably not work so well against these guys. It has auto-updated. That's what I wanted to know. I wasn't sure whether or not the map auto-updated when things changed, but it looks like this is now either Hallowed or Corruption. Now, from what I remember reading, yeah, he's not hitting me as hard. The earlier level... Yeah. Okay, that's good. So where is the Hallowed? I actually want to look for the Hallowed because I think that's the only place that I can get a particular dye that I want. No, 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 no! Damn the corruptors. Oh, they don't corrupt. I'm not sure whether I'm happy about that or not. The corruptor's shots no longer corrupt the land. Hopefully it won't stay night too long, but we're going down into a cave anyway, so... Speaking of which, I better put the Pwn Hammer on the hotbar. Throw that down. Oop, there's one. Can I reach it from here? It's probably out of range. They've also changed the appearance of a lot of blocks, so this is Ebonstone, which just kind of used to look like a standard stone but purple, and is now a lot more solid. That's good, Cobalt's still in. All of the higher level, or higher level, is that the right words to use? Whoa, that's new. What the hell was that? There's a fishy down there. Meteorite has landed? Why has a meteorite landed? I've not smashed a shadow orb. Right, what's going to be the best way to get to those? Probably down one of those shafts there. Yeah, as I was saying, so I get distracted way too easy when I'm playing games. It's not very good for commentary. All of the hard level ores also now have effectively alternates that can spawn during World Gen. Let's go down the big one in the middle. Seems like a reasonable idea. Excellent. So we've got Mithril as well. And Adamantium. So I haven't got any of the special rare ores. They're moving a lot quicker than they used to. I saw that. That was definitely not from the original game. So yeah, there's now definitely a reason to go back to the jungle. I don't have anything that can shoot through rocks, do I? Oh, I'm in water, aren't I? Jesus, he did almost 100 damage! I'm going to need that is probably going to be the best thing to hit him with. Come on, let me kill you. You're almost there. Did you drop anything? No, damn it. I was hoping he would drop something because there's a new boss, which I was guessing was a hard mode boss anyway. Yep, he's still a piece of cake to kill. Ah, there's a corruptor behind me. Damn it, they've got a long reach. Whoa, what the hell? What the hell are they? Yeah, they've definitely done things with the jungle. I'm kind of scared to go down there now. Giant flying fox. I think this is... Kill them with bees! Oh, that was a mistake. I've cornered myself now. Good, he can't swim. How many mana pots do I have left? One mana pot. They don't work underwater. Ah! I don't have a direct means to take him on. He's a pain in the arse. Damn it, they've not dropped any new items. I want to know if I can make anything from these guys. Whoa! And that's my last mana pot, although that was actually a health pot. Yeah, I'm ill-equipped to be here. Damn it, I was trying to teleport out. No, my gold! 6 gold. Gotta go back for it. Can't leave it there. So did I get anything at all? Other than the Cursed Flame, which is just a standard item. And the guy hasn't respawned yet anyway. Damn. Right, let's put some of this crap away. Not sure what amber's supposed to be for. I've not seen it before. Quick stack. Oh, it's raining. I wonder how the Wyvern would do against the bees. That's a suicidal thought. Without cobalt armor, the Wyvern very well could very well massacre me. Since that's a melee specific thing, I'll put that in there. Actually, no. I've kept all of them in here, so we'll keep them together. Keep the Phoenix Blaster? Nah. We'll stick with the weapons that I've got. Vile Form's not particularly useful anymore, so we'll put that away in the magic chest. That's a monster drop, that goes in here. Oh yeah, this large fat sapphire. I mentioned it earlier. As I said, they're for a... what do they call it? Capture the gem. It's basically kind of like a game of tag. But this gem drops when you die. And as you can see, it gives you a little symbol above it. So it's kind of just a mini game that they've put in to give you something to do on a multiplayer server for PvP. That way round. Right, let's go try and get my gold back. It's raining now. Special mob spawn in the rain. There's supposed to be a way that I can now increase my maximum health. It was mentioned in the patch logs, but it was non-specific as to how to do it. That's going to continue unencroached to my base unless I do something about it. Oh, did I mention you can run up half or single blocks now? You don't need to jump over them. Makes getting around a damn sight easier. Right. Be quick about this. Straight down, get my gold, get out. Where's me silver? Did I not drop any silver? Nah, doesn't matter. I'm not hanging around to find out. Quick stack. Okay. So, let's have a look at the snow biome now. Actually, let's see, where's the hallowed? No. Seems too small. There's too much grass around it for that to be the hallowed. Oh, bollocks. The hallowed appears to have spawned in my snow biome. Although, since when was hallowed pink? That's more corruption. Yeah, I'm probably safe from the corruption or the hallowed reaching my base anytime soon, but... well, we're going to the snow biome anyway. It is raining, so it's technically a blizzard, so maybe the rare mini-boss will spawn. They didn't explicitly say it was a hard mode boss, but we'll see. Is that... no, I was going to say, is that corrupted snow? It's not, it's just the colour of the light. They're standard mobs. They spawn in the rain. You can get their umbrellas. That very well might be hallowed. That would really suck. It means I don't actually have any hallowed on the surface. Gonna call it pink icebox. Damn it, this is the hallowed. My snow biome became the hallowed. Does that mean that my mini boss won't spawn anymore? No, I think that is potentially the mini boss. Perfect. Ah, no, I don't want to be in close proximity to him. He hits me, I'm dead! Bollocks! So I guess he is a hard mode mini-boss. Is he still going to be there? It's still raining, we can try him again. But I suspect he's going to despawn by the time I get there. Goldfish walking on land because it's raining. As they do. Let's see if we can get this one. I know he's not going to be there, but let's see if he will spawn. Respawn. I wonder if it was deliberate that the Hallowed spawned on the ice biome. Just get some pixie dust. Not going to go too deep into the ice biome at the moment. Still need to find some cobalt to get some better armor, better magic armor. I'm trying to play this playthrough using as much magic only as possible. Penguin. They're neutral mobs. Look, if I fire my bees at them, it doesn't attack them. How high am I? Yeah, I'm not high enough to jump high. High enough to summon the Withwin. Come on, ice golem. Well, they did say he's a rare boss. Damn. Oh well, let's get ourselves impaled by the Withwin. Seems as good a way as any to finish the video off. If I can get him, if I can kill him, brilliant. If I can't, which I'm expecting I can't. So, why am I looking in there? That is not the potion chest. There we go. Nah, we'll do this unaided. Going up. Going down. There's the harpy. Yeah, the gravitational potion now works by flipping your entire screen, which is kind of disorientating. Come on, you dragon. Nice. There he is. Have some bees. Yeah, they're nowhere near as effective as this thing is. They're just easier to hit with. Ah, and I was hoping he would provide me a challenge. He absolutely massacred me last time I tried him. Did I get much gold? Not really. Do we have a guide yet? There he is. Let me get me flames. Let's see if there's anything new. So I want to check them. Yep. Didn't mean to do that, but that works. So, Souls of Flight. Indeed. Now, it did in fact say that there was 11 new types of wings. So you got pixie wings. So these are the original two. Pixie wings, giant harpy wings, butterfly wings, butterfly dust, bone feathers, fire feathers, ice feathers, broken bat wing, tattered bee wing, ectoplasm. I'm not sure which wing I prefer. So let's see, anything new for the Cursed Flame? Nope, just that. Everything else is standard. Pixie dust, anything new I can make with that? Nope, that ain't no fun. Yeah, can't make anything with that, didn't think I could. But yeah, that's basically Terraria in a nutshell. Just because I've got plenty spare and because, again, I want to know how quickly this thing dies to the bees. Not very. Now he'll die to the bees. He shakes his defense off. Yeah, this is Terraria. And although I've pretty much skipped the entirety of the mining aspect, because you do have to mine at the beginning of the early game, and now at the beginning of hard mode I've got to mine again to collect the cobalt and the mithril and the adamantium. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.